For a very long time, when people talked about the sacrifices they had to make in relationships, I couldn't believe that there were girls, married or not, just waking up, looking at the man next to him and being like, okay, I'm about to do like 75% more. I'm so sorry, but if he can go to his job and he can type like this, he can pick up a sponge and scrub a dish. But even for your husband, why can't he take care of himself?
Welcome to another episode of Self-Checkout. I'm your humble and gracious host, Check. This is a male-dominant space for social awareness, relationships, and overall shit talking. Today's video comes from another content creator, and of course, every video that I review online has to be deemed either staged or trolling until proven otherwise, simply because people get online and say absolutely anything. Before we get into today's video, guys, please like, comment, subscribe, and hit that bell. That way you can help the channel grow, and every time we drop a video, you get first dibs. Without further ado, let's get into it.
One of the most shocking parts about getting a boyfriend is finding out how much other girls are doing for their boyfriends. Because when you get a boyfriend, you're in this secret little club, right? And girls start talking to you about their relationship in a way they wouldn't talk to you about their relationship if they were single, which there's something to unpack there, but this isn't that video. Anyway, you'll just be talking to a girl and she'll let you know, oh yeah, I have to do my boyfriend's laundry this weekend. I will never forget the first time in college, I watched this guy walk into my friend's dorm, drop off his, I guess he wasn't some guy, he was her boyfriend, but still, he's also just some guy, drop off his laundry.
No, he's not, he's her boyfriend.
What was that? She's like, oh, well, I do his laundry for him. I was like, why? She's like, because he's my boyfriend. I was like, okay.
Let me stop the bleeding really quickly. I don't understand what's the point in dating if you aren't going to actively live in a space of being this person's either husband or wife. If you are actively dating, I'm talking a committed relationship between two people. What's the point of it? If you're not going to do these things, what is the actual fucking point? I'm truly at a loss for words. He came over, dropped his clothes off. She's going to do his laundry. What is the fucking issue? But if he ever pulled out his wallet to pay for a meal, to take you out on a date, to buy you something, you would never say, whoa, why are you doing that? You're not my husband. You shouldn't be doing that. You would never stop him. Why do people overcomplicate things in ways that's not even necessary? Well, let's finish.
Girls will just start telling you, I make all his appointments, I contact his family.
Yes.
And then I guess when you get married, it gets worse. I saw this post from this lady, and she was radical. She was saying, because I'm a wife and I don't do his laundry, I don't cook him every meal, I don't, keep up his relationships with his family.
He's a simp.
And a few years ago on TikTok, I couldn't stop making videos about domestic labor. And it wasn't even because I was personally, it had affected me. I just couldn't believe what I was seeing. I couldn't believe that there were girls, married or not, just waking up, looking at the man next to him and being like, okay, I'm about to do 75% more of the housework today. Because I don't even do housework for myself. And this is one of those rare times, maybe the only time, that I'll be like, well, that bang doesn't look great. Or I'll be like, okay, listen, maybe thank God that I have ADHD, because it just becomes very clear to any man that ever sets foot in my apartment, oh, she's never gonna be able to clean up after me, right? So maybe guys that want...
In other words, she's dirty. She tried to use her ADHD as a reason as to why she doesn't clean up after herself, which is fucking insane. That's not an excuse to be filthy. Fellas, don't allow these type of women to feed you some bullshit like that. There's absolutely nothing wrong with a woman looking after you and taking care of you, even in the girlfriend stage. Actually, that's exactly what she should be doing. And you should also be holding your end of the bargain too. Don't get it twisted. That woman that she used as an example, that was a radical, that didn't do anything for her husband, but she's married and living a great life. That nigga's a simp. We don't respect men like that. That woman doesn't even respect that man like that. Because the moment he can't provide, she's out the door. Nice knowing you, buddy. The point is to get someone to fuck with you simply for you. Everything after that is extra. We're so quick to say what a man should do, but we can't actually identify what a woman should do. But us as men, we know. Yeah, you got to look after me. Yeah, you got to set doctor's appointments, and you got to do those kind of things. Yes. And it's not that we can't do it for ourselves. There's not a thing a woman can do for me that I can't do for myself. I don't need a woman to pick up after me, but it is nice to have it. And I refuse to be taking care of a woman and she's not reciprocating in any way, shape, or form. Besides fucking me. Sex is free. But let's continue.
That for me just sort of ran from the hills for the hills.
Yes.
I'm not going to re-record this video. You know what I'm trying to say, even if I'm all over the place. Girls will move in with their boyfriend and then be like, yeah, I had to make him a chore chart, or show him, the way things need to be clean. And it's I'm so sorry, but if he can go to his job and he can type like this or like this, he can pick up a sponge and scrub a dish. What? For a very long time, when people talked about the sacrifices they had to make in relationships, I thought the sacrifice was I don't enjoy watching football every Sunday for 15 godforsaken weeks, which is usually why I actually don't. But like that's a sacrifice that one must make in a relationship, you know, caring about his hobbies and interests, as bizarre as you may find them to be. But people are like, I'm gonna give up my job opportunities for my boyfriend, which is but I don't know. I mean, the girls are having babies for their boyfriends.
The internet is the best and worst thing that ever happened to mankind. They get on here and tell the truth. But the downside to it is, if you end up with a woman like this, or if you end up in a really sticky situation, the whole world's going to know about it. Sometimes there's much more that you may have to do for your partner. Sometimes you're going to have to put up 100% of whatever it is that needs to be done, and your partner's not going to put up a goddamn thing. I can think of one off the top. If they have any kind of medical condition or an accident or whatever may have you, you might have to wash your partner's ass until they get better. That woman will not do that for you. Recreational use only, fellas. Let's continue.
But even for your husband, why?
Because he's
why can't he take care of himself?
Because he's your husband. That's why.
Until you guys start dating. Why do you feel like it's a point of pride that, like, I got him to this place? Basic decency? Okay, I guess.
We're gonna stop it right there. That young woman is insufferable, to say the least. Like, I pray that I never even have to cross paths with a woman like this. And there is a simp walking the face of the earth willing to take care of her in any way, shape, form, or fashion, knowing she won't even fucking bend over backwards, even if she could. The moral of the story is, get someone that actually fucks with you for who you are, not what you actually do for them. Y'all keep the change.